news at 6.
Stormy weather moves into the Midlands, and it looks like we may be in for a long night. Good evening. I'm Alecia Barnes.
And I'm Rochelle. The sky's definitely getting darker out there.
Yeah, right here at Main and Gervais, you can see the clouds are definitely getting dark. Chief Meteorologist John Farley joins us live right now with a look at our current conditions. Hey, John.
Yeah, ladies, just about to get whacked here by some rain. Check it out. Here's Columbia right here, and that live camera that we just showed you was pointing in this direction, and the leading edge of some pretty solid rain is cut about halfway through Lexington County right now, so it won't be much longer before it makes its way into Columbia right here. As we zoom out, you'll see there's more down as we go farther to the south, and one of the ways that we measure how intense this rain is how tall are the storms. They're not terribly tall, 20,000 feet, maybe 25, maybe even as high as 30,000 feet as we look down south of us. That said, there's still some decent rain in all of this, and it looks like that's going to be with us for several hours here. Notice a lot of lightning strikes down here as we get just down close to the Georgia border. That is going to work its way into Orangeburg County. So grab your umbrella if you're headed out this evening, because it looks like all of us in the Midlands will get some rain out of this. Here you go. The temperature is still pretty comfortable, 70s and some 60s. The wind's starting to pick up as well out of the east, and we'll continue to see that over the next several hours. So here's the forecast for you for tonight. Yes, rain early and then some late clearing. I wouldn't call it bright clearing, but some clearing later on. And the thunderstorms will be mixed in, especially south and east of Columbia. Now for tomorrow, we'll start with a few early showers, but what you're going to notice more than anything tomorrow is it will be a lot cooler. How about a high of 68? Been a long time since we've had a high only in the 60s. Okay, more on this forecast and a look ahead to the weekend in just a bit. Ladies.
All right, thank you so much, John. All right, let's talk about our other top story tonight, the latest on the roads bill. A conference committee made up of senators and representatives today met again to work on reaching an agreement.
That's right. The group did agree to adopt some of the elements of the bill, but as our Gabrielle Franklin reports, a lot still needs to be negotiated before this legislative session actually ends.
During their second meeting, the conference committee got into the heart of their differences, with taxes being a key issue. Representative Gary Summerall maintains the Senate's version of the roads bill involves too many tax components, taking away funding meant for roads.
I want to make sure is that when we are telling the public that we're putting money in a maintenance trust fund for highways, that is indeed what we are doing, that funding goes to highways.
Senator Larry Grooms is not on the conference committee, but he introduced many of the tax rebate aspects of the Senate bill. He says tax relief is necessary to avoid becoming a tax burden.
We need a roads bill that looks out for the taxpayer and adequately funds the DOT and has the reforms that are necessary so that the people will have confidence that their tax monies are being spent wisely. That is the beauty of the Senate bill. It accomplishes all that. And it also has a veto-proof margin as it came out of the Senate.
We adopt these sections that are identical as part of the conference report.
Despite their differences, both sides of the committee did agree and approve similar aspects of their bills, including creating an infrastructure trust fund exclusively for the transportation system, imposing biannual fees for hybrid and electric vehicles, and making the road tax an equivalent to the user fee. Committee members just agreed to disagree today, but they will be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. For now at the State House, Gabrielle Franklin, ABC Columbia News.
All right, heading to Clarendon County now. They are still recovering tonight from the flood of 2015. This afternoon, several bridges on Highway 301 north of Manning were reopened. They were destroyed more than 18 months ago. Now, the bridges were washed away when the Black River crested more than 10 feet above flood stage.
Also happening here at home today, the National Day of Prayer took place, and many here in the Midlands are taking part. At the State House, people gathered to bow their heads and lift their hands in prayer. The National Day of Prayer is observed each year on the first Thursday of May, inviting all people of all faiths to pray for the nation.
Everybody is welcome. This is the National Day of Prayer, and we want everybody of every denomination to feel welcome when they come.
And the National Day of Prayer was created in 1952 by a joint resolution of the United States Congress and signed into law by President Harry Truman.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, now to the historic vote on Capitol Hill. House Republicans passed their plan to repeal and replace Obamacare. Now, this marks a big legislative win for President Trump and House Speaker Paul Ryan.
That's right. ABC's Janae Norman is on Capitol Hill with what this means for American families. A major win for President Trump.
And thanks to the leadership of President Donald Trump, welcome to the beginning of the end of Obamacare.
This is a repeal and a replace of Obamacare. Make no mistake about it.
House Republicans fulfilling their pledge to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act.
Are we going to be men and women of our word? Are we going to keep the promises that we made?
But is it a win for the American people? The latest ABC News Washington Post poll from last week showed just 37% of Americans say Obamacare should be repealed and replaced. 61% say it should be kept and fixed instead. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi saying Republicans are only making health care worse.
Does Trump care lower health costs? No. Does Trump care provide better health care?
The current bill that CBO previously estimated would mean 24 million Americans lose coverage over the next 10 years, phases out Obamacare subsidies in favor of tax credits to help Americans buy insurance, ends penalties over time for Americans without insurance, phases out the expansion of Medicaid, and allows states to opt out of the requirement that insurers cover basic health services like maternity care, mental health treatment, and even ambulances. But the fight isn't over. That bill, without its own score from the Congressional Budget Office, faces an uphill battle in the Senate.
You're walking the plank for what? A bill that will not be accepted by the United States Senate.
So many groups have come out against the GOP health care bill, from patient groups to health experts, even at least one big insurance company not for this plan, and it will be picked apart with a fine-tooth comb before senators cast their votes. Janae Norman, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
We are headed to the coast now, where last Saturday started out as a perfect day near Folly Beach.
And ABC's Caroline Bochunas shows us how it became a nightmare for a local surfer in a matter of seconds. All right, we're going to have that story in just a moment here. We're having some technical difficulties with that story. But moving on, back here at home in Lexington County, deputies say they caught up with a ham on the lamb. This is a true story. Investigators say they picked up on this pot-belly pig roaming a neighborhood in West Columbia Monday. Then Tuesday night, deputies say this slippery swine escaped the sheriff's department's stray animal holding pen. I don't know if you're taking a look at the pictures right now,
wow.
But we'll hopefully be able to show those to you. Anyhow, deputies were able to lure the pig back with a treat, and he's now headed, there he is, to live with his new family in Hartsville. That is the pot-belly pig that just went on the loose.
I don't know what that pig's name is, but I just think of Wilbur from Charlotte's Web.
That's what we're saying.
Not trying to go down.
No, no.
Going with a new family.
All right, stay with us. Up next, why this year's Blowfish jerseys will be out of this world.
That's right. Plus, it's a special day for Star Wars fans. Stay with us for more ABC Columbia News at 6. We are live from Maine and Gervais.